All right, welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. We always like to take these deep dives into different interesting topics and learn something new.
Absolutely, yeah.
And today we're looking at something that's near and dear to all of our hearts, I think.
Yeah.
We're talking about learning English,
Yes.
language learning in general, but we're focusing on English. And, it could be a real challenge. Motivation can come and go.
Right.
It's not just about willpower, right?
No, not at all. There's a real science to staying motivated.
Okay, so let's talk about that science. So tip number 1 is celebrate small wins.
Yeah.
This seems pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious, about the psychology behind it. Like, why is this so important?
Yeah, so think about that feeling you get when you finally nail a tricky grammar rule, or you finally get a word and you pronounce it just right.
Oh, yeah.
That's your brain rewarding you with a little hit of dopamine.
Interesting.
And the fascinating thing is, you can actually kind of hack this system by consciously celebrating those wins, even the really small ones.
Okay.
You're actually training your brain to crave that feeling.
Oh.
So you're making those good, steady habits stick. You're turning learning into a positive addiction.
So it's not even just about the reward itself. It's the act of,
Yes.
acknowledging it.
Absolutely. It reinforces the behavior and makes you more likely to repeat it.
So that's really cool. And it makes me think about those apps where they, have the little fireworks, so you get to the next level, and there's, the
Right.
animation and stuff. And I always find that really satisfying.
Yeah, absolutely. They're tapping into that reward system.
Yeah.
And you can do that in your own learning journey outside of apps.
Cool.
Think about what rewards work for you, whether it's, taking a 5-minute break with your favorite song or giving yourself a delicious treat.
I like that. So tap into that reward system.
Yes.
All right, now, let's talk about having fun.
Okay.
Make it fun.
Yeah.
So this is tip number 2. Seems pretty intuitive.
Right.
But how do we make sure that we're not just being entertained, but we're actually learning something?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
It's about finding that sweet spot where learning is enjoyable and effective at the same time.
Okay.
There are tons of apps out there designed for this.
Right.
Like Duolingo turns learning into a game. You have Babbel, which uses interactive dialogues. You can even watch movies and TV shows in English with the subtitles on.
That reminds me, actually, of when I was learning Spanish. I had so much trouble with verb conjugations.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found this hilarious YouTube series that just made it all click. And I actually enjoyed learning grammar, which I never thought I would say.
Right.
But is there any danger in relying too much on entertainment?
Yeah.
How do we make sure we're still getting the fundamentals down?
Yeah, that's a really valid point.
Yeah.
Entertainment can be a great tool, but you got to balance it with more structured learning.
I see.
Think of it like a delicious cake.
Okay.
Entertainment is the icing, but you need a solid cake.
Right. You can't just eat icing.
Exactly.
I like that analogy. Okay. So enjoy the icing.
Yes.
But don't forget about the cake itself.
That's right.
Okay. Now let's talk about making learning a habit. These next 2 tips kind of go hand in hand. So it's create a routine and set clear goals.
Yes. Routine is like a mental shortcut.
Okay.
It helps you eliminate that decision fatigue, which frees up your brain power for actual learning.
Got it.
And when you combine a routine with a clear goal, that's a powerful combo.
So it's like having a roadmap. You know where you're going. You know how to get there.
Precisely.
Exactly.
A clear goal, like being able to hold a basic conversation.
Okay.
Or read an English novel, that gives you direction.
Right.
It keeps you motivated. But remember, break those big goals down into smaller steps.
Manageable.
Yes, because achieving those smaller milestones fuels your motivation and keeps you moving forward.
So for our listeners out there, think about your current learning habits. Where could a routine or a specific achievable goal make a difference for you? Now let's move on to another powerful duo here.
Okay.
Use English Daily and surround yourself with English. This is all about immersion, right?
Imagine if you were dropped in a country where everyone speaks English.
Right.
You'd pick it up passively just by being immersed in it.
Yeah.
You can actually recreate this environment.
Oh.
Even if you're not living in an English-speaking country.
So it's like learning by osmosis almost.
Exactly. Change your phone's language settings. Listen to English podcasts and music. Find online communities where people speak English.
So it's about making it a part of your life.
Yes.
Not just like a 1 hour a day thing.
Right, precisely.
You study.
Yeah.
Awesome. So another important tip, and I think this is a really good one, is to keep track of your progress.
Yes.
It's incredibly motivating, I think, to see how far you've come.
It is. It's like those level up moments in games.
Yes, exactly.
It's so satisfying to see that progress visually.
It is.
It doesn't have to be complicated.
Right.
You can use language learning apps that have built-in progress tracking.
Right.
You can keep a journal, even a simple checklist.
Okay.
But remember, use it as motivation.
Yeah.
Don't get obsessed with the numbers.
Don't get too caught up in the metrics themselves.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of celebrating, the next tip may seem a little counterintuitive.
Okay.
It's embrace mistakes. We all make them.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, mistakes are essential for learning. Think of them as signposts pointing you towards what needs more attention.
So I shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes.
No.
Interesting.
I have a funny story about this.
Okay.
I was in a French class once, and I confidently declared that I was enceinte with an idea, which means pregnant.
Oh, no.
Instead of saying, pregnant with an idea. And let's just say the entire class had a good laugh.
Oh, I bet.
Including me.
I'm sure you never made that mistake again.
Never again.
It's funny how those memorable blunders can actually teach us so much.
They stick with you.
Yeah.
So next time you make a mistake, don't beat yourself up.
Okay.
Just see it as an opportunity to learn and grow.
Turn those blunders into learning opportunities.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. All right. We're on to our final tip.
Okay.
And this is a big one. Remember your why and find a learning buddy. So this seems to be about like that internal drive and like having a support system around you.
Yes, connecting with your reasons for learning, whether it's for travel, for your career, for personal growth.
Yeah.
That is so powerful.
Right.
And having a learning buddy can provide accountability and make it more fun.
It's like having a teammate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone to celebrate those wins with.
Yeah, exactly. And someone to cheer you on when you're feeling a little down.
Absolutely. Remember, language learning is a journey, not a race.
I like that.
Enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Celebrate those small wins and never lose sight of your why.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap, consistent effort,
Yes.
a little dash of fun,
Absolutely.
and having that supportive community.
It helps.
It's so key to staying motivated. And I love this. So for everyone listening out there, think back to a time when you achieved a really challenging goal. What strategies did you use to stay motivated?
Yeah.
And how can you apply those same principles to your language learning journey? I think that's a great point to ponder.
Yeah.
So there you have it, another deep dive.
Yes.
All about how to stay motivated
Absolutely.
while learning English. So until next time, keep those learning fires burning.
That's right.